Now through Sunday, it's Robin's 8th and Walnut's $2 million diamond sale. Half carat, $4.95. 1 carat, $16.95. Don't miss it at Robin's 8th and Walnut.
Doggone you, honey, you're really all sight. You sit there drinking root beer, cause you like the way it lies. Both have bite, but root beer has bite. It's the doggone root beer that tastes like dynamite.
My brother says it's hip to be square, and Elio's pizza's square, really. And you break it up, and you stick it in the toaster thing, and tons of cheese goes blub, blub, blub. And the best part about Elio's is my brother has to make it for me, which is very convenient.
Elio's Pizza from McCain. Easier, cheesier, crispier.
And square.
Hey, pal! Your wing's busted! Huh? Quick! Pete, the rear wing! Driver, out! Get over here! Move it! Since when do you help the other guys win? If he hits the wall, no one wins.
I saw what you did out there. I did what I had to. You did good.
On the next Monsters, he loves women to death.
Sunday at 6:30 on PHL 17. Michelle Pfeiffer, Alan Alda, Michael Caine, and Bob Hoskins are ready to make history. Sweet Liberty, Sunday at 4 on PHL 17.
First, it really wasn't so easy to be a band from Philadelphia. It was very difficult to get the New York record companies interested in us. They would not come down here.
It sucked.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
The kiss of death. Actually, at the time, I remember there's a friend of mine who was telling me that he played in a band called Radio City, was it? And they had a record out, and he said that they couldn't tell people they were from Philly because people just didn't want to hear them. You know, record companies wanted us to go to New York and play.
And then you go to New York, and the execs wouldn't even go cross town or downtown or uptown to see you, let alone leave the city. You know?
Right. There was no way
around it. It was a real
it.
catch-22.
But the good thing was the support that we got. You know, Philadelphia has always had kind of this status as a questionable status among the great megalopolis of the world. But, you know, Philadelphians tend to stick together and stand behind their champions. And so we had a real good thing happening here. And I think when we finally did manage to crack the egg, so to speak, we were fueled by that. You know, they stood behind us and they pushed us, still doing it.
How do you make it big? As you heard the Hooters say in so many words, you can't get rich working the clubs, but the exposure can do more than enough. Back in the late 70s, Richard Bush and Rocco Notte were a Philadelphia phenomenon known as the A's. In '81, they had a national top 40 hit off the album Woman's Got the Power, and they still play it in their newest band, The Candles. Richard and Rocco look back with simple pleasure.
When we started, there were only cover bands and disco bands or disco music in the area, and we wrote good tunes. You know, we had great tunes and a great stage performance, and you know, people could not deny that. And as a result, you know, we got booked here and there and more, and it sort of fed into the thing that was happening nationally and even internationally at that point, 1977, 78.
Were you aware at the time that you might possibly get signed?
Not initially, not in the very beginning. And then we thought, hey, yeah, let's do this for real. And, you know, we sort of set a goal to be signed in a year, and we were.
What was your initial reaction when you found out that you got a record deal?
I just, you know, I was ready for, like, a new adventure. You know, I just remember sitting out on my porch going, yeah, it's going to be good.
The A's and the Hooters getting signed to record contracts would open the doors for many Philly artists. Recently, WMMR's Rockers host Ray Koob introduced another local group ready to leap into the big time.
We have some guests in the studio tonight on Rockers, 93.3 WMMR.
Good evening. Hello.
Mark, Steve, Reggie, Gigi, and Dave. Heaven's Edge here at the home of rock and roll. A big night for you guys. You have a major announcement to make tonight.
Yes,
We're glad you came to Rockers.
Yes, we do.
And who's going to make it? Mark?
We decided
that we
Mr. Yes.
Capital. Polly Brothers.
Ray Coob.
Kmart.
He was the first DJ to ever play Heaven's Edge, so we decided to give him the exclusive.
The big arm, like we said before.
Well, there's been rumors up and down, left and right. Every label under the sun has been mentioned. Tell us, for whom will Heaven's Edge be recorded?
Heaven's Edge has decided, after, sorry, all those other labels, we love you, but not as much. Heaven's Edge we will become Columbia recording artists. Heaven's Edge, and we could not be happier. I mean,
say it, will you?
Yeah! We could not be. We have been thinking of this
Columbia.
for so long. Columbia, yes.
Columbia.
Columbia.
You can't say Heaven's Edge anymore. It's Columbia Recording
Columbia
Artists.
Recording Artists, Heaven's Edge. So the next time that we are at the Empire and you introduce us, it will be Columbia Recording Artists. It just flows off the tongue. Columbia Recording Artists.
Well,
I love
great,
it.
man. Sounds good.
Come and live with me. It's such a good spot that I think to do. Let me tell you what I got to give. 'Cause I'm no bad habit. Show me your vices and go. Reach out, grab out. Tell me that it's someone you know. I say right now that I did it for love. You know that I did it for me. You wanna stop messing with the pussycat dog. You know you won't get it free. Let's go. Skin to skin. Talk about the move we're in.
Philadelphia is absolutely home to us. Absolutely. We've never, whether it's here or at the Empire, it is always the best crowd we've ever played to. We play a lot of clubs, like out in Pennsylvania and in South Jersey, that are smaller than this. And we have a good time with them too, but the thing is, you know, especially when you play a place like this, the Empire is great. We've played there more times than we've played here. But when you play at the Trocadero and you start the set and the people are screaming, and the lights come on behind us. A lot of people say, you know, those lights that come on behind us, they're annoying because they wash them out and they can't see what's going on. But that for us, that's our rush for the beginning of the show. When those lights come on, we can see the whole club and we can see everybody in the balcony. When those people have got their arms in the air and they're screaming, that's what makes us through the rest of the set. That puts us right through the rest of it. Rush.
It's our job to manage all of the affairs of the band, whether they be business affairs, creative affairs, and the way we work is we get very closely involved in all aspects of both the business and all the creative elements. We're fortunate in being able to sign with Columbia. We're very fortunate to have the type of deal where we'll be able to have a large portion of the input as far as the creative control is concerned and shaping the direction of the band.
No, I don't like to call us a metal band. We're, I think, you know, just a hard rock band. You know, I guess we play a little bit louder than Madonna does. And a lot of bands get their first break, a hard rock band, they get it on MTV or other video channels because they accept that and they put it in regular rotation. And a lot of bands will go for the visual effect to try and get the name around. And then, you know, once the name is around, then radio stations have a tough time saying no, basically. And MTV, you know, MTV accepts it before radio stations do. So once the name is around, then you have that many more people calling the radio stations and requesting.
This is a band that is tailor-made for video. Again, in the past, I think that the prime marketing tool was radio. MTV, the explosion of that, we see that MTV sells as much, maybe even more for us from a record company point of view as radio does. This is a band that's tailor-made for the video market.
And, you know, there are bands like, you know, Guns N' Roses and Winger and Cinderella and Britney Fox that they're getting the airplay on radio stations because they got it first on MTV. And that's, you know, I'm hoping that's the plan that we're going to go with. That's what they're talking about now, that we'll be attacking MTV first and then attacking the radio.
is this a career band or is it a one-hit wonder? And I think that's what we're talking about. Is it a career band? And, we feel very positive about it. There's a chemistry in the band. There's the writing ability because the songs up at the end. They play great on stage, and they have a great attitude.
Hunger makes you write great songs. You gotta rock all the way from day one all the way till you're in your wheelchair.
Right.
When Billy gets behind you, they get behind you.
You do a great first album, you got to come with a great second album.
It's got to be better.
Yeah, it's got to be better. You always got to keep on trying. Once you get successful and relaxed, then maybe you won't write as nice songs.
Yeah.
Rock and roll is real finicky. You just got to.
A lot of bands put out one album and then you never hear it again. It's done and it's over.
Heaven's Edge, first and foremost, is an entertaining band. I mean, as a stage presentation, these guys, I think, have it far and away over the majority of the bands that you'll find out there touring. I think that it's enjoyable, it's entertaining. I mean, you walk away from this feeling like you've really gotten your money's worth as far as your juice for your dollar. I think it's basically that all the components fell together, that there's a charismatic front person, plus there's enough of an infrastructure from the band point of view to fall into it. Each one of the band members, if you watch them, there's something there for you to zero in on the eyes. The songs, first and foremost, I think they're there. And I think the key thing is the fact that they're so committed and driven to what they're doing. That's what pushed it over the top.
Yeah, that's faith. Right. This man has faith. I got this tattoo before the band was signed.
That's right. That's what did it, by the way. That's
permanent.
Thank God we got signed.
It does not wash off.
That's real. They can even lick it.
My mother wishes it would, but it will not come off. This is permanent. So is this band.
Heavy metal or hard rock, as Mark Evans likes to put it. Hey, it's the rage, folks. But you don't have to wander far to find alternatives. When we return, a band inspired by the early successes of the Hooters. Why aren't these here? Are we expecting Tito Puente to stop by? This makes no sense on the show.
So I'm looking for a phone system. And the sales guy says he's got one just right for my business. Doesn't have all the features I want. And if my business expands, I'll need a bigger system. All in all, he says, you can't find a better fit.
Bell Atlantic has the widest range of phone system solutions available. So each IQ phone system is custom fit just for you. But you won't know that unless you call 1-800-444-8838.
To the man whose friendship knows no boundary. To men of dignity, courage, and valor. To everyday heroes everywhere. We offer our best. A beer smooth enough to be called a Miller.
Ball players learn superstitions early. Some guys rub their bats for luck.
Good guess.
Some guys always wear rally hats. Others bet the catcher's head. Me, I take my relief pitcher to Pizza Hut before every game.
Now buy a Pizza Hut pizza and get a relief pitcher for just $2.49. Then get free Pepsi fill-ups all summer with any dinner-sized pizza to go. Every pitcher sold helps support Little League of America.
With a great relief pitcher,